What if the Miami Heat's master plan was never really a plan at all? Over the past 72 hours, two massive NBA moves completely shattered the vision Miami fans were quietly holding onto. Luka Doncic and De'Aaron Fox, two superstars the Heat were counting on to hit the market in 2026, are now locked into long-term deals. The kind of deals that not only reshape their futures, but slam the door shut on Miami's. So here's the big question. Did the Heat just lose their last real shot at building a championship core? Or were they chasing a dream that never had a chance to begin with? Let's unravel the brutal truth and what it means for the Heat's future. It all started with a bombshell on August 2nd. Luka Doncic, arguably the most coveted name in the 2026 free agency pool, signed a stunning 3-year, $165 million extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. The deal, a 2+1 format, keeps him in LA through at least 2028. Just 2 days later, De'Aaron Fox inked a 4-year, $229 million contract with the San Antonio Spurs. Not only is the deal larger on an annual basis than Luka's, but it also sends a clear message. He's not going anywhere. These two were the dream targets for Miami. Both had been on the radar for over a year as the franchise quietly cleared cap space to make a splash in 2026. And just like that, they're off the board. In less than 72 hours, Miami's long-term strategy lost its two biggest prizes. And that's not just unfortunate, it's devastating. Miami's front office has been playing the long game, strategically managing the books, holding on to trade assets, and biding time. The idea was simple. Stay flexible, stay patient, and pounce when the right superstar hits free agency. But here's the problem. That plan doesn't work anymore. In today's NBA, the era of waiting is over. Superstars aren't hitting free agency like they used to. They're either extending with their current teams or forcing trades on their own terms. Free agency, as a tool for building super teams, is dying. And yet, Miami chose to wait. Despite multiple chances to pull the trigger on blockbuster trades, Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, the Heat hesitated. Sometimes the price was too high. Sometimes the timing felt wrong. But the result was always the same. No deal. They've had Jimmy Butler since 2019. That's 6 years without finding him a proper co-star. And with each year that passes, that window gets tighter. With Luka and Fox off the table, Miami's 2026 free agency dreams just went ice cold. So who's even left? Kevin Durant? Technically, yes. He hasn't re-signed with Houston yet. But does anyone really believe he'll hit the open market again at age 38? Doubtful. Trae Young has a player option. But Atlanta's front office is doubling down. Zach LaVine? Massive contract, and he's not walking away from that money. James Harden? He's floating out there. But, come on. Betting your franchise on Harden in 2026 is like building a house on sand, just asking for collapse. That leaves us with second-tier names: Kristaps Porzingis, Anthony Simons, John Collins, Tobias Harris, Norman Powell, all solid. None are stars. And Miami doesn't need solid. They need elite, game changers. And unless a big surprise shakes things up, they're not coming through that free agency door. If the Miami Heat still want a superstar, there's only one road left, and it's the hardest one: a blockbuster trade. But here's the twist. This market is a war zone. Think about the big names whispered in trade circles. Giannis, locked in. Milwaukee isn't letting go. Trae Young? The rumors are smoke. Atlanta's holding the fire. LaMelo Ball? Charlotte might listen. But the price would be nuclear. Zion or Ja? Way too risky. Anthony Edwards? Forget it. Minnesota's building around him. Even fringe stars like Lauri Markkanen or Trey Murphy III come with steep price tags. And Miami? They'd have to gut their entire draft future and say goodbye to young assets like Jaime Jaquez Jr. or Nikola Jovic, just to get in the conversation. And don't forget, the Heat won't be the only ones calling. They'll be battling the Knicks, the Nets, the Lakers, the Warriors. The field is crowded. One wrong move, and you're left with nothing. So, what now for the Miami Heat? Tanking? Not in Pat Riley's vocabulary. Rebuild from scratch? Not while Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo are on this roster. The Heat are still trying to win. Still trying to compete. But here's the reality. Compete doesn't mean contend. Miami's in that painful middle ground. Too good to blow it up. Too flawed to win it all. Unless a star unexpectedly becomes available, and the Heat somehow win the sweepstakes, this team is stuck in NBA purgatory. The front office needs to get bold, smart, and maybe a little bit lucky. Because time's not on their side. Until then, it's Jimmy, it's Bam, and it's a whole lot of what ifs. The Miami Heat pride themselves on culture, grit, fight, no excuses. But in today's NBA, culture isn't enough. You need stars. You need firepower. And right now, Miami's running out of options. So if you're a fan waiting for a miracle, this next year could be it. The Heat will either swing big or slowly fade into mediocrity. Because one thing's for sure, the clock is ticking.